So first thing, when you come into a car, what's the first thing you do? You want to learn in an automatic. What is it that you need to do? You can't just drive. There are a few things you need to do before you start to drive. So you want to make the journey, you want to move the car. What is it that you need to do? There are a few checks you need to do to make sure you as a driver, you are safe on the road. You are safe to drive the car. There is a safety checks that you need to do before you move off. So what is the safety checks? We normally call it cockpit drill, which is 5 things. DSSSM. D trouble SM. This is what we call cockpit drill. It's 5 things you check when you come into a car. You want to make sure that you as a driver, you are safe to drive the car. You can't just drive and then as you're driving, you realize there's something missing. You're not safe. So these 5 things makes you safe, makes you ready to drive the car. It's what we call setup of as a driver for you to drive the car. So those setups, like I said, it's DSSSM. D trouble SM. Okay, let's start with the D. So D is for door. You as a driver, you want to make sure all the doors are shut in your car. You as a driver, it is your responsibility to make sure all the doors, not just your door, all the door. So just say this door you didn't check. You came in, it was already open because your family member, your friend who left it open. You didn't know. You came in, you're driving, you're going left and right. What's going to happen? The door's going to fly open, right? Whose fault is that? It could be your family member who left it open, but you can't blame them because it's not them who's driving the car. Who's driving the car? You are driving the car. So your responsibility to check if that door was closed. So you as a driver, first thing you check if all the doors are shut. If I were you, I would start from the front, check the bonnet, check this door, check the back door, check the boot, check the back door, check this door, come in. Now you know all the doors are shut. So when I say door, I mean including the bonnet and the boot. All these are part of door. You don't want anything to fly open on your driving. Okay? So you as a driver, make sure all the doors are shut in your car when you come in. Number 1. Number 2, seat. So you come in and you take your seat. Is your seat okay? You want to make sure 2 things when you're driving. 1, are you comfortable? And number 2, so you have 2 pedals on the floor. You have the gas and you're on the brake. When you are adjusting your seat and checking if the seat is okay, you want to make sure you could reach the pedals without going back and forward, without stretching. So you want to make sure that you could reach the pedals and you want to make sure you are comfortable. The other thing with your seat is the headrest. The headrest. You want to make sure that is there so that when you stop the car in an emergency for any reason, you go forward and then you go back. And if that's not in the right place, what's going to happen? You're going to break your neck, right? So you have to make sure that's in the right place. If it's not, there is a button, it goes up and down. The car that you are driving, just make sure you know how to adjust that. All the other seats, they all have headrest. Make sure they're all okay. Make sure they're all working. Whoever's sitting in your car, you want to make sure they're all working. If not, make sure no one sits there because they need to be safe as well. Not just you, all the drivers sitting in your car needs to be safe. Next is the seat belt. Okay, so we go the door, we go the seat. What's next? The seat belt. You want to make sure you put the seat belt on your driving. In the UK, it is by law you have to put the seat belt on. Why? Because it's for your own safety. 2 reasons you put the seat belt on. Number 1, for your safety, and number 2 is the law. You got no choice. You have to put the seat belt on. Okay. Why do you put it? Because it's your own safety. You want to save somebody. You stop the car in an emergency and then you go flying forward through the window. That's not good, is it? Saving someone, killing yourself. So it is for your safety and also it's the law. Anybody else sitting in your car, in the UK, the law is anyone sitting in your car, it is your responsibility at the age of 14 that they put the seatbelt on. Above 14, they're responsible. But that's the law protecting you. If I were you, doesn't matter how old they are, make sure they put the seatbelt on. Whoever's sitting in your car. So every seat has seat belt. Make sure they're all working. Like I said, if it's not working, make sure no one sits there. Now I'm going to take the seatbelt off because I'm not driving at the moment. So I'm going to take it off. It'll be easier to talk. So we go to the door. we got the seat, we got the seat belt. What's next? It's the steering. Okay, you want to make sure you could reach it. You know, you don't want to be too far, you don't want to be too near. You want to be, the distance should be in a position where you are comfortable, so that when you are steering from top to bottom, you are not going forward. It's not like too far and you have to go forward like that to steer. When you're steering, only your hand moves. So adjust in a way so that your body doesn't need to move. Only your hand moves when you're steering. Okay? Hold it 1/4 to 3 and make sure it's not too far or too near. It's best to have some bend here so that when you go on the top, you could reach it. Okay? The other thing about the steering is there's a lock here, and it goes out and it goes in, it goes up and down. Okay, you could do that as well for you to adjust. When you do adjust, make sure you lock it back after you've done it. Many, they unlock it, adjust that, and then they forget to put the lock back on again. So make sure if you do use that, lock it back on again. Okay, so go to the door, go to the seat, seat belt, steering. What's the M? The last one is the M, which is the mirrors. Okay, you've got 3 mirrors as a driver, 1, 2, and 3. You want to make sure you want to adjust in a way so that top one, you could see the whole window in the middle. So you adjust in a way so that you don't have to move your head too much. Because the mirror moves, adjust in a way so that you could just see it with your eyes. And if you can't, then move it with your hands, holding it on the edge, and just make sure you adjust it so that, good, I could see it. Okay, I could see it with my eyes. Now if I move my head, if I want to, but if you adjust it in a way so that you have to move your head, then every time you need to check, you have to move your head, and that's annoying. Okay, so adjust it in a way so I could just see with my eyes. So that's the top, and then the side ones. On this side one, edge of the mirror nearest to you, you should be able to see the edge of your car a little bit, and then the road parallel. So you can see on this side who's coming. Same here. Edge of the mirror nearest to you, edge of the car, and then the road parallel. So you should be able to see a little bit of your car on the side, and then the road, not up to the sky or down to the floor, it's level. So somebody on the side, maybe cyclist, you could see it. Okay, so these are the 5 things we call it cockpit drill. The safety setup you need to do before you drive as a driver. Okay, door, seat, seat belt, steering, mirrors. The question is, do you have to do it in that order? The way I just gave you: door, seat, seat belt, steering, mirrors. The answer is no, it doesn't have to be. It could be randomly. As long as you checked all 5, is fine. The only one thing I would say is do the mirrors last. The rest doesn't matter as long as you do the mirrors last. Why? Just imagine you came in and you've done the mirror first or second, and then you've adjusted the seat. What do you think is going to happen? So you've done the mirror, done, and then you've done the seat. Because you've moved the seat, what's going to happen with the mirror? You have to do the mirror again. So it doesn't make sense, does it? So do all this setup randomly, doesn't matter. Do the mirrors last. But the way I gave you makes sense, doesn't it? Coming through the door, you take your seat, put your seatbelt on, check your steering, check your mirrors. It makes sense, doesn't it? It doesn't make sense you come in, you leave the door open, take your seat, and then close the door. It doesn't make sense. So in that order that I gave you, it makes more sense. But like I said, randomly, no problem. So that's the setup for you to do before you start to drive. If you need extra help on learning to drive and to pass the driving test, don't forget to take the advantage of our online course, which gives everything a learner needs. Everything a learner needs, this course has. It has over 30 videos on the course. I will leave a link on the description for you to have a look. Have a look and see and read. If you like it, you could always join the course. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.